Hello kids, this is Parimala and I am your coding teacher. Welcome back to my channel Stream with KSP. I hope you all are doing great. Stay home, stay safe. We are continuing the series of P5 editor with so many different topics and you are enjoying the coding, right? Yes, in today's class also we are going to discuss one more topic, that is conditional statements in P5 editor. If anyone new to this channel, please subscribe and click on the bell button to get notification for next videos. And don't forget to like and comment. If anyone have missed the previous classes, all the links are provided in the description. Kindly check it. Let's get started with today's class, that is class 11. Conditional statements in P5 editor. In the previous class, we have designed a simple color change game in P5 editor using map function. We enjoyed a lot with that game. In this class, we will learn conditional statements in P5 editor and we will design a bouncing ball using if condition. In the conditional statements, we are going to discuss different things. That is, first one is if condition, the second one is if else condition, and the third one is else if condition. And the last two conditions we are going to discuss in the next class. But in this condition, we are going to concentrate on the if conditions. Conditions are like questions. They allow a programmer to decide to take one action if the answer to a question is true, or to do another action if the answer to the question is false. The questions asked with a program are always logical or relational statements. The answer to the statement is, if the condition is true, then that particular condition statements will be executed. If the condition is false, then the other else condition statements to be executed. Let us check with the syntax. Every statement in the programming language will be having the syntax. Here you can see the syntax for this if condition. We need to write the if keyword and we have to open the brackets, and inside the bracket we will provide some condition, and that condition is going to follows with a flower bracket, and inside the flower brackets there the statements will be available. Coming to the if condition is true, then the statements will be executed. So if whatever the condition we are giving, that condition, if it is true, then the statements which are in the flower brackets will be executed. So let's get started this if condition with the example in the P5 editor. If we want to open the P5 editor in the Google, we have to type P5 editor login. Then this page will be open. In this page, if you have already have the login credentials, you can give the login credentials here. Or else if you are having the Google account, you can also log in with the Google account by clicking on login with Google. As I have my credentials, I am going to give the credentials here. Then we have to click on the login button. We'll be opening the starting page of the P5 editor. So this is the area where we can write our program. So every time we will write our class heading with a comment. So let me write here with the capital letters class 11. We are discussing about the if condition and bouncing ball game. We are going to do this. Okay. So if you want to create a bouncing ball, first we need to create ellipse or circle, right? Correct. Let us do that. And you also follow along with me so that you can do on your own. Let us start displaying an ellipse on the screen. So if we want a ball, either we can display an ellipse or circle. In the previous classes, we have displayed so many times circle. In this class, we will use the ellipse instruction. So I'm writing the ellipse instruction. Ellipse instruction will take the four values 100, 200, 100, 100. Now I am giving the four values inside the ellipse instruction. So let us check whether it is displaying on the screen or not. Yes, it is displaying, but it is very big. Let us make it very small. And also I want it to be in the center. Let it be center. 200, 200 will be the center. Yes, we got it in the center. And for the better clarity of the output, I want to make it a black background. So I'm changing the background color to 0. 0 indicates the black color background. Now we can also fill this ellipse by using the fill instruction. Okay, so and also I want to give the border for this circle. I am giving the border with some, let us see, we are going to give it the white color itself. And then I want to give the thickness for the border with stroke weight instruction. Stroke weight instruction, want to give the 4. And right, first let us check it. Yes, we got some border, but as we have the black color background, we are not able to see. So now if we want to write the if condition, we have to take one variable and we have to write the condition. So for that purpose, first I will change the first number of the ellipse to mouse X, so that the circle will be moving on the screen on the X direction. Yes, we can able to move the circle on the canvas. Now we will write our if condition. If open bracket, and I want to mention the first variable as mouse X, and if this mouse X is greater than 300, suppose the mouse X when it is moving, when the position is greater than 300, mouse X greater than 300 is the condition. If this condition satisfies, what should happen is this one color should be displayed inside the circle. So I want to fill it with a green color. I want to fill it with a green color. So this is the if condition. Let us write the comment for this if condition. Yes, if condition. So if mouse X greater than 300, then that circle to be filled with a green color. Other than that, every time that circle will be in the white color. So let us click on the play button and let us see that now up to here it is the 200, and when the mouse X position is crossing the 300 position, you can see white color border with green color is filled, and now it is in the green color. So we have not written any back condition to like if not the greater than 300 position, it has to come back to the normal color. So that's why it is staying stable in the green color only. Let us check once again. Yes, it is coming into the green color. Okay, so this is about the condition. If the particular condition is true, then the statements will be executed. Now the same example we will be converting into the ball bouncing king. If we want to convert that, first we need to declare a variable here. So in the line number 2, I am declaring a x variable to 0, and this x variable want to be allocated with the first number of the ellipse. So now the circle x position is 0, but we will write the condition depends on that. So after some time we will write the condition, but before that I want to move my circle on the screen every time the x position of the circle to be moved to the 3 position. So this statement indicates that the circle is going to start movement. So let us check that by clicking on the play button. Yes, the circle is moving as we have deleted the green color, and that green color is also not showing here. So now once again you can see. Yes. Now we want to make this ball as a bouncing ball. Bouncing ball is nothing but if it is touching the right color border, right side border, it has to come back. So if we want to do that, we need to write a if condition here. So let us start writing the if condition based on this x variable, and I'm going to write x greater than width. Okay, so x greater than width I'm writing, and inside the flower brackets we need to write it has to come back. So as it is going forward, if it is x plus 3, for the comeback we can also write the x minus 3. But what happened if we write the x minus 3, you can observe. It is trucking there and it is not coming back. So we want to make it come back to in a negative direction continuously. It is not one time. X is equal to x minus 3 is not only for one time. Okay, so it has to be the continuous one. So if it has to be the continuous one, let us declare one more variable in the line number 3, that is speed. And I want to declare the speed with 3, and I can also substitute the speed variable here on the 3, and here we need to write speed is equal to minus 3. Speed is equal to minus 3. So every time when the x greater than width, if that condition is true, then the speed must be negative 3, means it has to come to the back. Let us check that if it is touching the edge, it is going to come back. Okay, so this is the ball bouncing game. So now I will explain about this condition x greater than width. Actually, the x will start from the 0 to 400 and the width is 50. This is going to catch the condition if the ball goes exactly out of the right side screen. So when it is going outside the right side screen, we have to observe that, and we have to get back the ball backside. So that is the condition. Here I can also show you with one example. So let me comment this. And if the x greater than width, I want to print a message in the console.log. I want to print that off the screen. Let me show you whether this message is printing. If the ball going out of the screen, then you will be understanding very clearly. Now you see, if I click on the play button, if it is going out of the screen, you can observe in the console the message is printed off the screen. So that's why we are using this specific condition to make the ball to come back. So that is if x greater than width condition, which is going to observe that the ball is going out of the screen, and by the speed is equal to minus 3, it is coming back. So it is bouncing back. So this is for today's class, and in the next class we'll be discussing about the if else and else if condition. So that is also very important. And please do like the videos and share these videos with your friends and relatives so that they can also learn the coding easily. And please type your comments in the queries in the comment section. I'll be answering for each and every queries. And thank you for watching. Thank you everyone. Bye bye.